Alright guys, so today we're going to be working with the Investigate Web Attack Let's Defend challenge. So I already went ahead and pre-downloaded it. I actually went ahead and did all of this. This is like one of those good examples as to why I tend to complete this before I actually make the video, because this actually took me a long time. So let me just go ahead and make sure my webcam is not visible. I don't block anything by accident. I've done that before. Alright, so let's get started. Which automated scan tool did the attacker use for web reconnaissance? This one's actually pretty straightforward, because you see it basically right here. And this, it's called Nikito. I actually use it quite a lot when I do any CTF challenges that have to do with web servers. And as a quick definition, I'll kind of bring over this page right here. I like how this is defined here. So if you look here, what it does is it basically fingerprints a web server for any like files, but it's not really meant to be a stealthy tool. So we can, as it says here, because of this, a web admin can easily detect that it's being scanned. So this is basically what we're doing, actually, is detecting this scan. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. That all these GET requests are from Nikito, and actually I'm pretty sure this is like the version number right here. So this actually goes on for a while. Let me see if I can potentially, I wrote down the line that this stops, but let's see, where am I? 7567 is where it stops. So we still got some ways to go. Yeah, it's extensive. I mean, as you can see, we're still seeing it. 7567. Let me see, where am I? Still okay. Getting there. I think actually 7. Yeah, I think this is actually the last line that we get, I'm pretty sure. Because the rest of these GET requests seem, oops, my mouse, okay. Yeah, that's the last GET request that we have that comes from with Nikito. So let's move on to the first. The answer to the first question is Nikito. Second question is, after web reconnaissance activity, which technique did the attacker use for directory listing discovery? Okay, so this question kind of just threw me for a loop, because in my mind, before this challenge, I never heard someone use the term directory brute force. And so when doing the hints and everything, I was thinking directory traversal, or, I mean, I'll show you what I mean, but basically, if you look at line 7, hold on. Getting there. All these GET requests, hold on. Well, I think this is kind of when it starts. Once I find it, I'll kind of explain where we're at. 7786. Well, to be honest with you, it kind of starts a little earlier, but basically what's happening here is there's a type of, like I already mentioned it before, it's directory brute force, and it's basically what you would think. So as you can see, all these requests, it just starts going through any possible, like going through the alphabet basically. admin, administrative, and it does this and does it for every single letter. Now we're in the B's now, so we're looking at all this. All these are GET requests, and we're basically just trying to find like possible directories that could exist, and they're all returning 404 error, like page not found. I'm pretty sure 404. I should probably know that. I do know that. Hold on. 404. Ah, yes. For those 404 not found. Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't talking nonsense, but so yeah, if this goes again, it goes down way. I mean, it just goes on and on forever. We're in the F's now. So it's trying to find any possible directories that may exist using brute force. So that's why it's directory brute force. I understand why it was. It just kind of threw me for a loop when I was doing that answering that question, because I've actually never heard of a directory brute force. So that kind of took me a long time to figure that one out. I had to Google some stuff. I thought maybe I just was misspelling something. I don't know why I wasn't getting it right, but after a while I finally got it. Alright, what is the third attack type after directory listing discovery? Okay, so make sure I didn't scroll all the way past it. I don't think so. And I'm looking at my notes here because trying to redo this I will take forever on this video, but I'm pretty sure on my notes here it said 1200 okay, so I think this is towards the end. Again, we're still doing the actual brute force all right here. All of these are still trying. So let me just, okay. Now we start seeing something different. Login.php. So we're getting to a login page, and we're getting 200 codes, which means okay, like this is, you successfully reached a page. This is normal. So let me see if I can find. Oh wait, this is the actual line that I wanted to talk about. Okay, so let's pull up the question again. What is the third attack type after directory listing discovery? Okay, so we did a whole directory listing, and then basically we ended up finding a login page. Now again, these are multiple post messages from a login page. So this indicates that. And also look at if you want to know if like someone or something is doing a type of brute force or some scan is going on really fast, like no human that is sitting at this IP address can do all this within a matter of seconds. Like this is the time right here, seconds, right? So these are login pages, and it seems like it. Again, a lot. Seems like it's just doing another brute force attack, just trying to do any credentials that may possibly work until one of them finally works. And you know one of them works because you end up getting a redirect. And really only get redirects at login pages if you were redirected after successfully logging in. And instead of login.php, we are now at the portal.php. Yep. So that shows that this brute force attack, where someone was trying to brute force the credentials to this login page, was actually successful. And we see that here with some redirects, and then you get the successful 200 portal.php. And I think that should be the answer for that. That's how you find that. Again, this took a lot longer. I'm kind of flying through it right now. But once you find what you're looking for, it's pretty much right there. It's just a matter of finding this needle in this giant How many lines is it? Like, look at that. 170 columns. That's, and 1200, Jesus, 12,557 lines. So once you find it, it's pretty much right there for you. Let's see. So after directory listening, it was just a brute force. And then we say, is this brute force a success? Yeah. We see with the redirects here, after all the login pages, we get to the portal.php. That to me indicates that it is a success. What is the name of the fourth attack? Now, this is... I did this, and I kind of had a review of some of the LetsDefend training for all this. But this would be code injection, the fourth attack, and you'll see it right here. And this is actually the first payload, so this is the answer to the other question, the one next to this, after this one. Who am I? So basically, we're just injecting code, which is who am I? Linux will tell you what user you're running commands under. So whoever got access confirmed that they were in, basically, and then they were able to do a code injection of to run the command who am I. And let me make sure that that was the question. So the name of the fourth attack should be code injection. And then the first payload, as we talked about, what is who am I? Now this part's pretty cool where it says, is there any persistency clue for the victim machine in the log file? So really in the last two lines right here, we see that there is these lines right here, where basically the attacker runs a net user, like the attacker basically added a user called hacker with the password. I think this would be the password. It's either ASD123 or it's both these exclamation points. So basically they ran this, they did another code injection where they added another user named hacker and gave it credentials. So now even if we may have, saw this and decided to maybe try to block the IP address, for simplicity's sake, let's just say whoever saw this tried to just block the IP address. Now that they know that they have a user account in the server, they can probably find another way in and then just log in normally. But that would be your answer to the last question. Is there any persistency clue? And what is a related payload? Well, now that we've gone through it, I can kind of just show you the Alright, so which automated scan tool did the attacker use for web reconnaissance? Nikito. After web reconnaissance activity, what technique did the attacker use for directory listing discovery? Again, this took so long. I wish I didn't spend as much time as I did trying to find this. Directory or brute force. What is the third attack type? That's when we found the login page, or not we, but the attacker found the login page, and we see that there was multiple brute force attempts to log in. Was it successful? Yes. We got to the portal.php page with 200 codes, meaning that it was successful, and redirects to the portal.php, which is a 302. So what is the name of the fourth attack? Code injection. We started seeing that with the who am I command, which is the answer to number 6. For that being, a lot of times when and if you're doing, like, if you ever done a CTF or if any type of practice like that, once you find yourself inside of a system, you need to kind of understand who you are and see what permissions you have, and from there you'll be able to kind of determine what to do next or what's possible for you in this server. So pretty common to see that who am I, or like a print working directory, things like that. And then what is the persistency clues? Yeah, so basically the hacker added this user account, and that's the entire that's the entire payload. So, and that should be it for investigate web attack. Thank you guys.